BC, how are we? Thanks for joining me again. Today's video is going to be... That's Max. He's going to get on the camera. Max, come in. Come on, boy. There he is. He's learned to adapt to not eat the house, so we've got some progress there. Say hello. Oh, he's going to knock the camera. Okay, come over here now, Max. Okay, good boy. Okay, stop. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. So, this is going to be a contest entry for locals rule, go back to the valley. For Randy, Deadwax66. He's been in the headlines lately because you know they all the YouTube rules of the subscribers, 1,000 you need for to go live on your mobile phone. And Randy that's one of the things he's big on, known for, going live and doing great like sort of Friday night sessions. And I don't get to chime in much because they're sort of mid-Saturday sort of here, and it's just find it hard to find the time to stay for more than a few minutes. But anyway, Randy's top guy, I just love watching these videos because I learn so much. You know, he's into the sort of psych stuff, the garage stuff, 60s and 70s, love just brilliant sort of rock, great hard and heavy, not sort of heavy, but yeah, some of that, but psych, garagey, progressive, sort of rock stuff. Loves his 45, so he's over 1,000 now, he's back live, so that's great. The VC pulled together, VC People Power. So anyway, I might get a bit of flack today. The Seagulls, my team, rugby league, probably the most hated team in the competition. What are you going to do? And it's a nice day, but just having a bad hair day, so I need a hat on. Alright, so he wants you to show bands from your local area. So, well, I'm going to do Sydney. I mean, I was born in Sydney. I grew up in Sydney till I was there in Sydney until like I was 25 years old. Then I moved around a bit, so now I live about an hour north of Sydney. They don't call me a local here yet, even though I've been here 12 years, but so therefore I've got to belong somewhere, and I'm local to Sydney. But I love Sydney, miss it. I do love where I live now, but I like going down there. So, so Sydney, you know, Australia's biggest city, it's going to have a lot of bands. So I'm going to flick through a few bands that are pretty obvious. A lot of these don't need to be mentioned, like, you know, say anything at all. And then I'll talk about a few bands there. So, yep. So hopefully there's something that you might listen to, Randy, check out. And yeah, anyway, great stuff. Good to see you. Got your 1,000 and going live, and yeah. All right, let's get to it. Okay. All right. Just going to flick through some of these oils. They're the earlier ones, a bit more punky, pop, good stuff. Don't need to say anything. Don't need to say anything. Angels, you know, massive hard rock, pub rock band, 70s and 80s. Done a video about them. Don't need to say anything. These are all guys. Icehouse. They're sort of pub rock as well. Just got some classic Australian songs that, you know, synonymous with, you know, Australians that maybe not well known overseas, but just sort of pub rock, sort of new wave synth. I saw somewhere there sort of described a bit like a Aussie Roxy music. Hoodoo Gurus, just great garage rock, pub rock, pop rock. Oh yeah, Birdman, massive punk rock, one of the first punk rockers. Aussies, yeah, so there's a few little flick throughs. They're all from Sydney, and I'll talk a little bit about some of these ones. So, this one, I haven't taken the sleeves off, sorry. So, Wet Taxi. This is from the archives. This is great. I didn't really know about this band until I stumbled across this album just at a private sale, and I got this really cheap. It's on the Hot record, which I'll show the label, Hot label. Love it. It's sort of like an indie garagey rock label. Yeah, so Wet Taxis, this was in like 84 or something, and the main reason I wanted to pull it out is because there's a guy called Lewis Tillett. He's a bit of a, a bit of an unsung sort of legend. He played with a lot of these bands, garage rock, punk rock bands in the sort of 80s and 90s. Played together in Australia, like Celibate Rifles and Died Pretty. They all moved around a little bit, and he did as well. But this was Lewis Tillett's first band, the Wet Taxis. This is garage rock. Yeah, garage rock really. So, really interesting guy. So, yeah, he was mainly a piano player and vocals and piano player, and did really the circuits through that sort of scene, 80s and 90s scene. Very talented guy. So he's a really interesting guy to look up. So Lewis Tillett. This is not an easy one to find. There's some cool tracks on this. There's a cool cover of Unchain My Heart. But yeah, look, I'm still learning about him myself. But Wet Taxis, Lewis Tillett is an interesting guy to check out. Yeah. Alright, so probably not a lot there for you. But anyway, Sunny Boys, band that I love. And I'm getting their discography. I've just got another one recently, so I'm only missing the last one. This is a power pop, post-punk guys. These are really good. I've talked about these guys quite a bit. I'm going to do a video on these guys one day. I love their sound. It's just great musicianship and just cool, just catchy chords and yeah, cool songs. So, I think somebody's home. Talk about them in a minute. So, just let me pause that for a sec. Alright, I'm back. So, second for you guys, split second for you guys, many hours later for me. Anyway, so cheers again, Randy. This is a bit of a hodgepodge, this video, but anyway, hope it's acceptable. James Bogues, Tasmania's finest. Alright, so what was I up to? Now, next band, the Cockroaches. You're probably thinking, who the hell are they? From Sydney. Now, have a look at this guy's face. I didn't take the... Can you see that guy's face? Don't know if it rings any bells or triggers anything. How about this guy? This guy's quite a sleepy sort of guy. These guys were just a pop rock sort of band. Not too bad. This is had a couple reasonable songs and had a few albums, but these guys end up morphing into and being the world famous Wiggles. Yep, that's right, the Wiggles. Has anyone talked about the Wiggles on VC? Now we are. Not all of them. I think this guy Anthony Field and Jeff Fat or Fate or something like that. They were on the Wiggles, and I think some other guy, he sort of wrote some stuff for him. But yeah, they ended up turning into the Wiggles, and you know, they were just a modest band. But I think they were studying to be teachers, preschool teachers or something, and then ended up yeah, just doing kid stuff and being a massive hit. And actually the Wiggles have got some CDs on Discogs, which sort of shocked me. So anyways, Cockroaches, i.e. known as the Wiggles, were from Sydney. So there you go. Probably don't need to look them up. Randy, I'm sure you know them. Not sure you're into them though. Let's go for... okay, so if there's one band I'd love you to check out, Randy, it's these guys here. Tam and Shud. This is right from your era that you love, 1969, their debut album, Evolution. This is surf rock, bit of progressive stuff. I love this album. This is a repress. This is a great album. They did a few songs for a surfing movie, and then they had about 2 hours in the studio, and then they produced this whole album. Well, you know, put it down on track, put it down on, you know, put it out there. Yeah, I really love you to check this out. You can check this out on YouTube. First song is probably, I would probably skip that. It's not that it's bad, it's just, the rest is great. I love it. The first song just doesn't quite
I don't know, I can see how it might put some people off. So maybe just go to track 2. Start with I'm No One. And love you to listen to this album, Randy, and just let me know what you think. Look, if you don't like it, just tell me. It's crap, and then fine. That's fine. But I'd love you to listen to it. And anyone else who watches this, check this out. This is not expensive. I think I actually got this repressed from the States, like 20, 25 bucks. Yeah, this is great. Just, yeah, it's got the really surf rock sort of vibe about it. I love it. I think it's a brilliant album. So please check it out. Temenshad Evolution. This is their debut album. They've got their second album, which I got on CD, because the second album goes for, I think, at least $1,000. Sort of like this. I think the vinyl's like a greenish sort of cover. It's called Gula Trees and the Real People. It's from a label called Aztec label. They actually do a lot of lost Australian classics on CD. Not the cheapest thing, like $25 each. I bought 2 CDs. I've actually bought the debut CD and before I got the vinyl, and I got this one. $25 each. They're not cheap, but you do get extra. You get like an extra 5, 6, 7 tracks, and you get a little booklet. And yeah, so one day I will talk about these guys too. But Temenshad, great. This is not as good. I don't think it's worth $1,000. This is amazing. Check it out, please, Randy, and let me know. And anyone else out there watching this. All right, bit of Atlantics. These are basically Australian guys in the early '60s. Their massive hit Bombora. Mostly instrumental guys. There was a lot of bands doing instrumentals at that time, covering the Ventures and the Shadows. These guys did a little bit of their own thing, so groundbreaking, really. Pretty cool. Sydney-siders. This was actually shot at the beach that I grew up at, south of Sydney, called Cronulla Beach. I've actually been out there, not in this side of surf. I wouldn't say I was actually surfing out there, I was just laying about on a board, because I don't think I caught a wave. But I've been at that point. And yeah, Sydney-siders. Instrumental surf rock. And last one let's go for is the Celibate Rifles. I'm not sure if you know these guys. These are another great punk rock, sort of garagey rock band in the 80s. Really talented guys. Just did an exact opposite name virtually of the Sex Pistols. So how good's that? That's amazing. They got several albums. This is on Hot as well, Hot label. These are really good. These guys are really good. Just great punk rock, 80s garage, Aussie style. So love it. Anyway, they're all the locals. Okay, Randy. Hope that meets your requirements. Now you already way past 1,000 anyway, so I just wanted to do this because I really appreciate your channel. I learn a lot from it, I felt a bit torn about doing this entry because I think your winnings is like a package, which you're obviously a long way from here, so I don't want to put you out by making you pay a reasonable stash of cash for postage. But if I do get pulled out of a hat, or the bunny or something, bunny's ass or whatever it is it's coming from, you're picking your winner, I mean, I'd be happy to pay half, split the postage costs in half. Anyway, but yeah, I don't want to put you under the pump with postage costs. So anyway, that is it. Hope that's okay for you. Locals rule. Go back to the valley. Keep rocking.